get going with the second palette, but I want to show you something kind of interesting. If you look at mahogany and the warm neutrals, if these two palettes had a baby together, where you took some of the best of each of these, I think we have the copper. Maybe not as burgundy, maybe not quite as brown, but we have a nice mix of shades here that I think are going to be very, very wearable for a lot of people. I also think that because even though they say that there are only two mattes in here, the matte beige, which is this one, and the matte deep brick, which is this one. The rest of them they're calling satins. So from the top, we have the beige matte, we have the gold shimmer, we have satin bronze, satin greige, satin ginger brown, matte mahogany, satin copper, matte deep brick, and matte cranberry. What's with the berries? We have the blueberry and we got the cranberry. So, and then we also have this kind of fun little highlighty shade. I'm not sad that they got rid of that little square that I never used for anything to use as an eye base. I've already put down the Givenchy that we used last time. Since we do have a matte, I am going to use this at the beginning to go over the whole lid. We're just going to pat it on with a fairly dense brush just to get a base down. It's kind of nice to have a matte that you can just put all over the lid, and I think you have a lot of options here, even though they're calling them satins, for other skin tones to find a shade that will work for them. It's just kind of an all over start. And for me, it's lucky that I have it because this one's darn close to my skin tone. Okay, so we're fluffed. We have some stuff to work with here. Okay. Looking at this palette and thinking about color and thinking about what I want to do, I want to start out with something that's not super light, super dark, but that is going to start to give us a little bit of that definition up against the brow bone. I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy 503, and I'm going into the shade Satin Greige. And I don't think it looks very gray, although we just came from a super cool tone palette. This is not going on as warm as I thought it would, which is, for me, something that I like, because I like when there's a shade that can be really manipulated and used to create that shadow that occurs when you open up your eyes. See, my crease is way in there. If I go up here against the brow bone, I'm kind of faking it. Well, that was really easy. Just try that on the other side. Going right up against that brow bone. Finding my new crease, my faux crease. This one doesn't seem to have as much kick up either. At least not this shade. Okay, I'm just trying to build a frame here. We always like to have something for shadows to sit on. This is one of those where you can go right into the corner here and pull it out. Because we're just building a frame for everything else to sit on. I'm really going up here to get this and claim it as lid space. The less lid space you have, the more important it is to claim what you do have. And so I'm literally just like kind of going over to the corner and then pulling it out as if somebody was pulling a string behind me. That was fantastic. The grayish, not very grayish, but, oh, I forgot to change shirts, sweatshirts. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I feel way more legit now because I've got my peachy, comfy sweatshirt on now instead of the gray one. I was chilly changing. Okay, it's supposed to be like in the 80s tomorrow because we know that in Chicago it's either so cold your face freezes off or it's so hot that you're melting. There's no in between. All right, since this is called the bronze palette, I want to try to bronze it up. The first color we are going to go into is the satin bronze color. It does have a very nice sort of, I don't want to say it's like sparkly, but it's kind of got some dimension. So I'm just using the A501, tapping, and I am just literally going to start right here in the corner, stamping. This is not going on as dark as I thought it was going to. Let's see if we can just even this out so that we're in the same place. See what, when you're excited, something new has come out, and you haven't had a chance to work with it yet, you're just kind of playing. So that wasn't what I was thinking. So let's go maybe down here into this warm, kind of burnt orange color called, didn't we just do this? Oh, one's bronze and one's copper. Okay, we're going into copper. We were in bronze. So sorry, getting my mixed metals confused. Okay, now this is the kind of color that I thought we were going to be getting. I thought we were going to be getting a really almost red toned, rusty color, and I love that, just coming right here from the outer edge, and I'm literally using this to stamp. But it is such a pretty color. These warm shades remind me so much of the Natasha Denona Sunset palette when it first came out. That was like the palette to end all palettes for so many people for such a long time, and we were all so into all of these really warm, rich colors. And it's nice to see that we're still coming out with these colors that resemble the colors of a sunset. Like, to me, this has Total Vacation vibes written all over it. Okay, so we like the copper. That was really pretty. I'm going to go right next to it to this matte. That's the deep brick. I'm going to stick with this brush since we're having some luck with it. I'm only going on the one flat side, definitely knocking it off of this one. And we're going to try to just see what happens if we continue our kind of bouncing and patting motion over here. Tapping off the brush is something that's really important when you're working with shadows, because you want to be working in some very soft, thin layers. Otherwise, you're going to look like you have so much makeup on. Like, not in like the last look I had kind of way, but like in like the thickness kind of a way. Okay. I'm starting to feel the bronze of this now. Or the copper of this now. What in the heck is it called? Copper or bronze? Copper. 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 It's the copper palette. Ah, okay. Well, this is what staying up all night editing videos does. You get a little crazy. Okay, this color that is in the middle here, ginger brown satin, taking the Singe Beauty E03 Angelica's brand. These brushes have amazing pickup properties. They just grab color in the nicest way possible. They make like everything easy to work with. I mean, did you see that? It just like, it took a vacation because it just did all the work itself. Yeah, I mean, she knows what she's doing. All right, we're gonna go back up into our crease, and I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go into this matte cranberry color to start to build out some color over here. It has a little bit more of that reddish tone. But I like how these are kind of coming together in a way that I wasn't feeling with the other palette. These palettes are great for travel, except they don't have a mirror, and that can, I don't know, like when I'm on vacation, I love when things have mirrors. Okay. We're going to go into matte deep brick. And we're just going to sweep that right there on that brow bone. Yeah, I don't think these are as hard to I don't think that these are as hard to formulate as the purples, because we know that purple is the most difficult of all shades. But these are just blending themselves with this brush. I'll follow her anywhere. Everybody, follow, if you're not already, because I'm sure that you are. Follow her now, because she's going to have her own eyeshadow collection for Halloween. Okay, we're going to go back into that bottom deep brick and just dot some of this out. Okay, I'm going to take my finger now, and I think I want to put this color all over the mobile lid first, this satin bronze color. Just want to like pack a little bit of this on this part of my lid. And that is the color Satin Bronze on the copper shades. Why are they putting all these shades in here that are confusing? Well, we're on a copper palette using bronze. And that, my friends, is exactly how today has gone so far. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing over here. We are just going to pack some of this color on. Right on the mobile lid. Kind of blending it into everything else. All the way into where you're not going to see it when your eyes are open. But just in case you close them, there's something there. Okay, love that. This looks good. We're on our way. I'm happy. Let's try my little wingy brush, my 63 from Scott Barnes. Go into this reddish shade called Matte Cranberry. Definitely dusting that puppy off. And I'm just going to use the shape of the brush to do the work for me. It's going to pull up and out. And then I'm going to take that and just go up into the brow bone. That way we have this nice shape coming together. Gotta keep it. What is going on? I look like a disaster. I just changed my shirt. Not good, guys. Not good. Okay. There we go. This just pulls it out for you, and then you can take this part and pull it up and then out. So this one, I feel like it's more of a standalone palette than the other ones. There's a definite color story that I see here that you can use. I'm gonna take my finger now, and apparently this is gonna be our like money shot. We're gonna take this gold. We're going to gild the center of our eyes. It's a very soft, powdery texture. And usually like this kind of a yellowy yellow gold is not my favorite. Just being as cool toned as I am, sometimes I have a hard time getting these kind of colors to look normal and work on me. But as a little highlight in the middle, we might be able to work something out. Okay, I'm going to take a Wayne Goss number 5 brush, and I am going to go into this kind of like khaki color, kind of a khaki tan, they're calling grayish. And that was what we used initially up here. Just going to take that a little bit in on the lower lash line. So it's not the color that I want for underneath there, but I want it for this up and out shape. Okay, So these colors down here, you would start to go more red or start to go more brown or orange, and you can take yours where you'd like it to go. I'm going to warm mine up. I'm going to go in with my finger this time. I'm going to start with that one on nicely, the matte deep brick. Still a little afraid of these colors right now, them having like some PTSD from the silver palette. But zero problems blending this one. Just goes on like a dream. Wow, I mean, easy. Okay, we're going to do a little inner corner lightening with this matte shade. And I'm going to pull it a little bit under, just so we start to get that whole inner part of the eye to be defined. These are definitely fall tones. All right, we need to get a clean blending brush. Let's wipe that off. I like that these colors blend into each other so nicely. I'm going to take a Scott Barnes fan brush. I always squeeze it first, and I always like these kind of redder shades, so I'm going to try the cranberry, but we may need to cool our jets and not go as red, but I would like to at least just over here. I do like that. Sometimes it's easier to hold your brush and move your head. This is one of those times, and I'm going to take a little bit up here to marry those together. That's looking really pretty. Getting that under the lash color. And kind of winging this up here, so we've got our nice clean lines without being unblended. Well, that's pretty. I'm going to go in with this deeper brown, see if I can get a little bit more definition before we put on mascara. Okay, and it's called the Copper Palette, so I think that the satin copper needs to be the star of the moment. I think what I want to do is get a nice soft brush like the A502, and I want to really go into this copper color, and let's make this our star. And just layering these, you know, from dark to sort of glistening light. Almost looks like, I don't know, like almost like a campfire or something, where you're starting with like the darker shades of browns and reds and umbers, and now we're getting to the bronze. It is the bronze palette. We should be bronzing. And again, I do think that a lot of the colors in this pan can be used with other quads and things, or singles that you have. Let's say you have like an insane shimmer that you want to wear. You can put some of these on that are either like satin or almost matte, and you can really create a very rich look. I want to go right at the lash line here with Matte Deep Brick. Just right in here. Yeah, like that. Okay. Just kind of stamping. Seems to be the name of the game today. Okay. I feel like we've got a nice copper eye start there. As promised, we are putting on a, what is it? We're gonna put on different blush, different mascara, different eyeliner, but we've got our general thing going. I think it's time for some mascara. I'm going to show you the difference in the mascaras that we just used. This time I'm going to use the Vast Lash from Victoria Beckham. And it's got this very curved looking wand. And you do not get the playtime that you get with the other one. So you can't be like, oh, super casual, put on a little, have a conversation with somebody and think you're going to go back. You're not. You get the opportunity to get your lashes going while they are wet. And that doesn't last for very long. So you've really got to do your wiggles, your blink-ins. Don't worry about dinking yourself. It's all going to come off when it's dry. Especially with a mascara like this, the wand is huge. Seems like to almost back comb them. But this is a formula that likes to go on fairly quickly. It gives you a ton. Just like that. And I don't have my eyeliner on yet because I wanted to show you what this mascara can do on its own. It's a totally different look than the other one. Here we go. Mascara makes all the difference. It's like whatever crazy mess you've created underneath, it comes together with mascara. Yeah, so that one's already dry. Get those bottom lashes. Okay. That is Vast Lash, and you can see lots of drama. We like drama. Okay, I have a copper eyeliner here from Victoria Beckham Beauty, and I want to go right underneath in the middle of these lashes. So we get the black and we get the copper. When I want to use a lighter tone eyeliner, I want to use my mascara really wiggly to build up the bottom of the lash, because you want that density, and then you want that feathering effect. I don't know if you can see. Oh, this is a very beautiful look. And this eyeliner was just like perfection. I'm gonna do that on the bottom too. Stuff's great in the waterline. I have to say her pencils are my absolute ride or die favorites. Okay, let's take a look. Once we have mascara on, before we add anything to the eye look, well, actually that's not true. Let's just do a little evening. I'm gonna go into this color up here. I think this one was the color called bronze. Yeah. I just want to put a little of that up here. It's just such like a beautiful, like warm, autumnal, gorgeous shades. Really pretty. I would still love some more red. I'm taking this like slightly red color. Just hitting it right there. So you see that like peekabooing out with the copper. Because for me it's really hard to wear oranges sometimes, but if it's with these reds and they're sort of doing a job together, it works. Okay, we're gonna do a little lip glossing. I pulled a couple DIOR lippies. I've got, I think this is called Hazelnut. Could they make these any smaller? Seriously, like, this is the conspiracy against Gen X. Okay, so these are numbered. This is 16 and this is 45. I thought this was called Hazelnut. I also have this really gorgeous color. I'll swatch all these for you. This is 418 DIOR Addict. This is the Lip Glow. So it's like a sheer wash in mahogany. We've got Hypnotic, I think is what it says. So we got more of a little bit of a coppery color with this one. I also have this beautiful deep color that I just love with these kind of tones. It's called DIOR Bar. Did we do this one? And that's Beige Obelisk. So you can see, like, you could really do a lot of different colors to pull this whole look together. I think that because it's called the bronze, I'm going to go with the bronziest one. I keep saying bronze. Copper, 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 copper. And did I mention copper? Because we need to go more copper. Okay. I'm losing it today. Okay. I'm going to put on a little of the DIOR bar because I need you to see how gorgeous this lipstick is. It is frightening looking when you look at it like this. But on the lips, it is so good. I'm not pressing very hard. I really want this to create like a stain. And you can just pat that in. And you kind of have, at least for me, it's a much easier color for me to work from than a standard copper shade. I do want to put this hazelnutty one on because I think maybe this one. I have to decide, don't I? I think maybe we'll go with this. This seems the most bronze. Everyone's gonna be like, I was watching this girl online who like could not say the word copper. Oh my God. And I love this like just in the middle. To sort of retain some of the other color. And these feel so good. Take a tiny little bit of this hazelnutty color. And I guess I'm going to call it hazelnut until it's not hazelnut anymore. This is super pretty. Okay, we're going to line with just a very dark nude. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude in 3.5 Storm. It gives great definition. It's a believable shadow. And now we have that blotted lip. We're going to pick out a blush from Phytosurgeons today. All right, I want to start with Exothermic because this is one that I was immediately drawn to just now, and I'm just going to use an angled brush that I have, and I'm going in right where I can feel my cheekbone is below. Now, I like to blush high because I think it lifts my face. And I don't know about you, but my face has been falling. So I'll take all the help I can get. But I love when this blushy look just kind of connects with the eyeshadow, and this color is just like, you look at it and you're like, holy smokes, how am I going to do that color? And then you just put it on and it just blends itself and gives you fantastic definition without having to contour. I'm so over like contouring everything and then highlighting everything. It's exhausting. You want to highlight? Let me show you a highlight. Take your lipstick. This is no different than any balm highlight that you can get, and throw some dots on. There you go. It's a blush and it's a highlight all in one. You can hear the raindrops right now. And I'm very snuggly in my second identical sweatshirt, but very dressed up for all of you today. Okay, so let's take a look here. That gold in the center of the eye really has taken center stage here. And then going into this more of the deep brown umbery kind of a color really does it. But like I could have gone with Inferno. I could still put some Inferno on, you know. These were colors that I never thought I'd be able to wear. Like high. I can wear orange blush. I've been avoiding orange my whole life. Everything turns orange on me. These are different. They're just different. You can just pick any of them out that you want, put it on, and I mean, I could go pull on that really bright bronzy color and add that. Or I can go to sublimate. Yes. Okay. Hi. Yes, this is exactly the kind of bronzing I would love. I can totally imagine. I can even pull out bronzer for this for today, but I can imagine putting on my bronzers. Should I put one on? Let me grab one. Okay, bronzer, Phytosurgeons. What other bronzer would I be putting on? And this is as much contour as I'm gonna want. This is number 6, Rosy Blaze. Beautiful with this copper palette. Did you see I said copper that time? I was like really confident about it. It's because I put this upside down right in front of me and it says right on here, copper. Okay, so we have a look here. Not sure what that really was. I will say it has blended together beautifully. You are able to highlight, you're able to build, you're able to blend. These colors all worked together very, very nicely. And honestly, this one to me actually does seem like a standalone palette, particularly if you're into that like super duper shiny gold that's on here. I think these colors are, you know, warm tones. A lot of people like to wear warm tones, but 9 shades from DIOR. It's kind of fancy and it's nice. And these really are workhorses. I mean, when I go to town on these to fix my makeup, blend my makeup, make my makeup look better. These are great to take on vacations, even though they don't have a mirror, because having 9 shades to choose from, well, 8 with the ones that have the priming thing that they don't do anymore. They're just such indispensable, really important, like almost the bones of a collection. Making sure you've got mattes that will blend out and love all of your crazy, beautiful shimmers. In fact, you know what? I want to put some shimmers on this. Hang on. Okay, also by Phytosurgeons, this is their Astral Atmosphere. I love their alliteration. Astral Atmosphere Flash Fluorescence. And you can use your fingers or a brush, and it gives you this beautiful sheer color. But something like this will help blend out any problems that you have. Anything that doesn't look like it's going together can go together. Just like that. See, it's just like, it's like spraying it with something. And then, I really love these. I think if we put a tiny little bit, I think maybe a tiny little bit of Lunar Light Wave, because there's just a lot of reflectiveness to it. And all I'm going to do is this, a tiny little bit down at the bottom of my lashes over here. Just to give that little bit of sparkly brightness, and maybe make the gold a little bit more glowy. I love it. Love it. Love it. I think we've had some fun today. I think I'm going to be up all night editing these to get these out, because I know that they just launched and you guys are going to want to see what these really look like on the eyes. If you have any questions about the shades or anything that you want to talk about, you're free to DM me. I am going to just take a tiny little bit of these rusty shades and amp up the bottom lash. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. This is why when someone says, are you going to be ready soon? I'll say, I'm going to be ready in like 10 minutes, and it'll be like 10 hours, because I'll figure out like all these things that I want to do, like starting to feel like I need to like move into these blushes again, like exothermic. See like what I'm doing right now? I could just keep going, which is usually a good sign that I'm having fun, and that's what makeup should be. I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu box came getting excited moment. I hope this angle was working better. We'll see what it's like when I edit. I definitely would like to be closer to my mirror than what this is right now, but turning and facing and all that stuff was, you know, it takes a little getting used to when you're first starting out as a very green YouTuber. But the one thing that I am is a makeup and beauty junkie, and I love this stuff. I'm obsessed with it. I have a great time doing it. Ooh, we got a spray. Get a nice melt from the Hourglass. Soft focus. There we go. Even without foundation, look how great. It's because I'm using my Live Tinted. I'm living tinted. Easy makeup. And I'm nice and snuggly in my second sweatshirt, but this one matches so beautifully this eyeshadow look, because this is the type of eyeshadow look that you would wear with a comfy sweatshirt, right? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for spending some time with me, and have fun with these shadows. You can either be a cool toned beauty or a warm toned beauty. And I'm not going to call this bronze again. I'm going to call it copper. Copper, 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 copper. This one was easy. Silver. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.